Hey everyone, it's your girl T coming at you with whatever the title has mentioned. So let's get right into it. I figured I have so much to read lately that I'm like, okay, you know what? We're gonna make it fun. So basically, this is basically being put out there for not only myself but for others, those that maybe are blind and can't see, and those that are maybe elder and just don't want to read, like they've had enough with life. Because this is about 3 pages long, but it's not that much of a it's actually two, three, it's like 3 full pages and then like one graphic page. Alright, so we're just going to get into it, and yeah, let's just start it off because I too need to read it. So, it says you have decided to have your property fumigated, and your fumigator has chosen to use Zythor fumigant. The information provided here is intended to provide you with some basic information about Zythor fumigant and why and how it is used. Also, before fumigation with Zythor can begin, that's what commence means, or start up, or I guess, yeah, we'll just say it that way. You can always look it up. There are certain steps that must be taken to prepare your property and protect certain of its contents. That's exactly what it says, even though it doesn't make any sense. It's okay. Sometimes there needs to be edits done in different formal looking things. Anyhow, so it says some of these steps must involve actions on your part. You will find here a full explanation of what you need to do to get ready. If you have questions that are not answered here, please refer to the information you may have been given by your fumigant or call your fumigator. Which, by the way, shout out to our fumigator. Very good job. He does a very good job. This is why we went with him. If you have, I forgot the name, I would have shouted them out, but it's all good. If you have specific questions, I might link it below. If you have any specific questions about Zythor that your operator is unable to answer, call us at 1-866-367-8467. I would have left that out, but I am doing it for those that can't see. So, what is Zythor? Zythor is the trade name for our brand of sulfuryl fluoride fumigant gas. The molecular formula of SO2F2. Sulfuryl fluoride is an inorganic compound, does not contain carbon. It is a good choice as a fumigant because it has high penetrating power, plus it does not adversely react with items normally found within structures. Let me read that again. Can we read that again? Okay. It has high penetrating power, plus it does not adversely react with items normally found within structures. That's interesting. It is non-staining, non-corrosive, and non-flammable. I think it's a bit corrosive. That has been my observation. And it does not deplete the ozone layer. That I feel like also could be non-facts. Again, it is poison. By the way, did I mention that this was also going to be a comedy show? I was trying to keep it clean, but I don't think I can. Yeah, it's poison, so I feel like it's definitely going to deplete the ozone layer. Anyhow, but we gotta do what we gotta do sometimes. It is what it is. So it says, why fumigate to control certain insects? Fumigation is the only method of insect fumigation is the only method of insect control able to kill a target insect regardless of its location and structure. Sulfuryl fluoride fumigant gas penetrates to every possible point of the structure where an insect may be found. Wood-destroying insects can do considerable amounts of damage to a structure. Some of these insects inhabit structures in a way that make fumigation the only reliable method of elimination. That is true. Sometimes it really, that's why I said sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. How are structures fumigated? The objective of fumigation is to create sealed space in which the target insects are located. P.S. That is exactly why we went with the person that we went with, because they wrapped houses that we've seen like a gift, okay? Like tight, sealed gifts, okay? So that's always the number one that you want to do. So, that you want to look for. So the object of fumigation is because we've seen other ones, and this is just like a side note, we've seen other ones where they're like literally you're paying top dollar, like you're paying a lot of money for this. It's like a very big, what do they call, high ticket item, big ticket item. And we saw one, like, I mean, I have seen ones that are like flailing in the wind, and you're just like, okay, well, how that like defeats the purpose, I feel, right? So the whole thing is, it's like you have to care about the sealed space that you're going to basically be fumigating in. And concealing this, like basically, maybe not concealing the space, sorry, sealing the space like to the utmost, like sealed and tight degree. So anyhow, hopefully, by the way, you can hear me. I am speaking through my earbuds. So I wanted to kind of test it out anyway. And I didn't test it out before I started, so it is what it is. If it's only meant for me to read, then it's only meant for me to read. What are you gonna do? I wanted to take that risk anyway. Because I'm waiting on something, but also I am, by the way, drinking some tea, so don't mind if I take any breaks, okay? Alright. And don't mind if you hear me, like, really swallow very close to your ear. Okay. Or, like, right in your ear. Because you are close to my ear. Alright, so anyhow, it says... Where do we leave off? Plus, you need breaks. This is dry stuff, but that's why we make it fun. Alright, so it says... how are structures fumigated? The objective of fumigation is to create a sealed space in which the target insects are located. A fumigant gas can be confined. In most cases, this is accomplished by covering the structure in a gas-tight tent. Gas-tight tent. Warning signs are posted on the exterior along with special locks on doors to prevent entry. The confinement period and concentration of sulfuryl fluoride within the structure are predetermined using a specialized calculator. This calculator takes into account a number of factors, including the target insect and the temperature inside the structure. What happens after the fumigation is completed? At the end of fumigation, the seal on the structure is broken, allowing the remaining gas to escape into the atmosphere. See, I told you. That's a little inkling without actually, trying to, like, that's a little inkling to what we were saying before. I think it definitely has to destroy the atmosphere a little bit. But anyhow, at the end of the fumigation, the seal on the structure is broken, allowing the remaining gas to escape into the atmosphere. Aeration occurs for a predetermined amount of time and is normally aided by opening windows and using fans. Okay. And I think the predetermined amount of time, I think from what I've been taught is about 3 days, but don't quote me on that, okay? And I would leave it for up to a week for sure, up to a week, and maybe if not more if you can. So definitely get like an Airbnb or something to get the F out of his house, you know. And is normally aiding by opening windows and using fans. Sulfuryl fluoride dissipates rapidly from open air spaces in the structure. However, it will take longer to dissipate from dead airspace such as wall voids, below and behind cabinets, and from within porous materials such as wood. Okay. Which then makes me think that basically all of your utensils and everything that you eat really needs to be put in those, everything that you eat from really needs to be put in those bags. Or it's your time to get rid of it, okay? Because, go through it and really downsize and then put it into the bags. Anyhow, so, yeah, dead air spaces, okay. So, then, alright, then we go into how do you make sure the level of sulfuryl fluoride in the air has fallen to a safe level for reoccupancy. Your fumigator will use a specialized monitoring device to measure the amount of sulfuryl fluoride remaining in the structure. If the concentration of gas in the air is above an EPA mandated clearance level 1 ppm, the aeration period will be continued. The EPA dated clearance level of 1 ppm has determined based on studies using laboratory animals, sorry PETA, and sorry animals, I wish that didn't happen, to be very honest. I wish even fumigation didn't have to happen. Using laboratory animals that showed no adverse effects from 1 week of continuous exposure to 100 ppm of sulfuryl fluoride. Which, by the way, can I just add in a quick fact? I just want to let you know that there has been a study done on animals where they were fed poison. Okay, 2 groups. One was just naturally fed poison, and which is fucked up. It's really fucked up. But one was fed poison, and they obviously, died out natural, like, not naturally, but like in natural time, right? Then another group was given so much love prior to eating, and the poison that they were given was transformed into a healthy food for them to survive on. Isn't that fucking nutty? So that goes to show you, and this is so interesting, so I do want to just tell you that is basically what I feel like, love definitely saves. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you bless your food, I mean, I always knew that when you bless your food, and when people talk about bless, I always just think it as it being a gift, because now there's something that I'm also hearing that bless is like to, whenever you say that, it's like be less. And even though I don't take it like that, it's like, well, and I'm trying not to be superstitious about it, but my mind usually, like, when it learns something, it tries to evolve out of the old and into what it now knows as new. So I really tried to say that everything's a gift now. Even, like I said, the wrapping of the house and fumigation, that's a gift. Houses in and of themselves are gifts. So basically, everything's a gift now, more than a blessing, because I would never want to lessen my blessings. How about that? Lessen my gifts. So that is just another thing to just make a note of. So, definitely be sure to hug your animals each and every time you feed them and really kind of thank the food, it being a gift to them, and just, it coats them so well, really. And it really goes back to love is all you need, right? And it's such a beautiful thing. So, there can be messed up studies done, but also it's really beautiful to find out how amazing love really is through messed up studies, you know what I'm saying? But that just is, since we're talking about poisons and stuff. So, and also we're going into October, where I feel like this is very interesting because poison is always like related to like Halloween stuff. So it is what it is. All right. So anyhow, all right. So how do you make sure that the level of sulfuryl fluoride in the air has fallen to a safe level of reoccupancy? Okay, we just read that. Effects from 1 week of a continuous exposure. Okay. So basically, in that, what that's saying is the fumigator will measure it and they'll give you the clearance on when to go back. Okay. Why do food items need to be protected against exposure? And I'm telling you, protect what your food basically goes on as well. It needs to be protected big time. Alright, so the next thing here is, before a food item can be exposed to sulfuryl fluoride, it must be tested to show that no harmful residues are left behind. This testing has been done for sulfuryl fluoride for only a few food items. As a safety measure, no food items can be exposed to Zythor. I wouldn't. That's very true. Is it possible to be exposed to sulfuryl fluoride as a result of your property being fumigated? Great question. Exposure to, and I do believe that it is. That's why you should let it go that's why you should let reoccupancy go for a lot longer than they even say that it's safe to come back into your home. And I promise you that, because it's, they know their stuff, but also, they also are under pressure of people wanting to get back into their homes. So they have to make sure that it's safe, but at the same time, make sure that you're safe. Okay. Extra safe at that. And so, long story short, and somebody came up with that today where I was like, see, that's an example. Okay, so let me just think about it for 1 second, because it was very important. It was basically saying, was it something? It'll hit me. I'm going to come back to it. It'll hit me because I'll bring it back, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's going to come back at a better time. Okay. So, basically, alright. Oh, that was it. Okay. So, Helene, this is such a good this is so good. This is such a good lesson. And this is just side note too. This is such a good lesson for basically, just a lot of different things in life. So, when they say no one's going to come and save you, that has proven to be true, foundationally speaking. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I was really scared of that for a very long time, in regards to no one's going to save you, no one's going to save you. There's so many people that love to use that saying, okay? And, excuse me, what I have found, with this Helene hurricane disaster that came through Florida, basically, there was an adamant amount of time that everybody was being told to evacuate, get your shit together, da-da-da. Now, so I was just reading an article earlier today that made me go wow, that shit is so true. But I feel so much better knowing that I am a self-preparer all the time, and I make fucking choices that need to be made in order for not only survival prep, but just prep, and then survival prep, right? and then survival in and of itself. So basically, they were saying that, and this is like very true, this is like how I even think ahead, where when there's a hurricane coming, and I'm going to try to explain this the best way that I can, it's just like not coming to me verbatim and like how I want to say it, so let me go slow. Basically, the hurricane, in hurricanes, they let you know that it's coming, they tell you to prepare, they tell you to make the kits, they tell you this, they tell you that. But you have to realize that the 911 people, the emergency service helpers and workers and helpers, vice versa, they are humans too. They need to save themselves too. 5 people died in my area, in my county, I'm going to just say, due to the fact that emergency workers couldn't come out and help them because there was a storm surge and there was a hurricane and there was winds that were like, and this is very significant that we're talking about this today because today's a Monday and it's very much filled with wind energy, which also has a lot to do with knowledge energy. So this is really kind of, and fumigation, interestingly enough, is kind of a wind too. And also we're dealing with knowledge too. So this is definitely all kind of not linking, but like all different, yet kind of sort of on the same topic. So anyhow, spiritually speaking. And so long story short, they were saying that the 5 people basically drowned because EMT workers, I don't know how they even got out, got out of their shelter, but basically EMT workers couldn't get to them. And that's where I was like, wow, that's what people need to realize, that in an emergency, you not only have to pre-prep yourself and then, basically go, really keep your own self safe, but you also need to adhere to common sense to basically, know that the emergency workers are there to help you. Yes, you can call upon them, yes, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be there because they're humans too. They can't get to you if, hurricane comes through and takes out the electricity and takes out the, the water supply and takes out the, the internet, and they can't help you. They can't even come get you because they don't know that you are out there. There's no alert that they're able to get. So the whole thing is, when it comes down to people saying, no one's going to come and help you, that it's a very big deal to me to have thought to myself, well, A, that's really sad, right? When somebody's like, no one's going to come help you, and you're like, damn. But then it made me feel really, and so it made me really sad for a very long time. But having read that article, I was like, you know what? I'm fine when I'm prepared, and I'm fine when I know not to fucking leave the house when there's a fucking hurricane. Now, hurricanes will do whatever the fuck they need to do in regards to, they'll take out a house, they'll take out, roofs and shit. But if you're prepared, to not have electricity, to not have all that, if you're just prepared and just hunkered down, a lot of the time, you're gonna be more safe than not. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, not everybody knows what a hurricane's damage can do until it does it. But the whole thing is, it made me feel so much better because I'm like, wow, I am pretty fucking prepared. And not only that, but common sense wise, I'm pretty prepared, knowing that, and by the way, thank you to all the helpers and the angels out there, but also very much so thank you to the male energy out there, because there are some masculine energies that are really, repairing, they're coming through and helping. We need their muscles, we need their strength, we need, there are some very, just heroes out there of the masculine, not to put down the feminine, but this is the type of time that we really do need masculine help a lot of the time to help us out. Just like, you know, traditionally speaking, in construction, masculines, like, you know, built a lot of our structures. Like, I'm very grateful for that. So, and I'm very grateful that when a storm happens, even if you're human, and you need the time to, you know, basically let the hurricane do what it does, you know, just, you got to keep yourself safe too. I'm very happy that you do that, and I'm very happy that you can like also have the strength to come out and help others, and that people don't talk about. Only divine masculines have that strength to help themselves and then help others out. Females don't actually have that strength. They get exhausted way more prone into comparison, in comparison of males. So this is why, and no one talks about that. And I've actually never said that out loud, and I feel like I'm very grateful to be saying that out loud. So when it comes down to that, I'm ultra grateful for the divine masculine, because they really do, they're meant for that type of stuff. Females they tend to get exhausted. They, you know, their energy is extracted, then they have no energy for themselves, then they have no energy for their family. You know, and it becomes a really big fucking problem. So if you're a female out there thinking that you're a hero, be a hero to your family first, and then you'll see how you can be a hero to others, because helping your family first is more of a strength than you know. And also it gives you the strength to help others, like, you know, who need it, basically out in the you know, yang or outer world. Okay, so basically females are not supposed to be that exposed, is what I'm trying to say. And you got to give, you know, you got to give it up to the natural energy in regards to how it works naturally. So the whole thing is, yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. The emergency workers, along with the electricians, along with the construction people, along with, they are all fucking people. They are all going to save themselves first in order to then save others. This is just how it needs to happen. Now, the whole thing is, so when you're told to evacuate and you're choosing to stay, and, you know, when you're told to evacuate and you don't fucking leave, that's a very big problem. Just listen to what you're being told. That is a lot of the times what is going to, and by the way, adhere to what you're being told, but also, first and foremost, listen to your intuition. Because I feel like if these people listen to their intuition, they would not have been out there. I can tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? Some people do listen to their intuition. Some people don't. If you don't know how to listen to your intuition, listen to the rules and regs that are being told, the instructions that are being told to you. Just like I'm reading them right now to you. You know, in terms of fumigation, like, listen to what people are telling you. And abide by it just for a little bit, because you know, because it's just like what is needed. You know what I'm saying? But also, if you're like a genius, you'll blend both. You'll blend both what is being told to you along with your instincts, and then you are a massive genius survivalist, is all I'm trying to say, even to going into thrival mode. All right. By the way, also, evacuation doesn't mean a scary thing. Evacuation means go visit your family somewhere else and spend time with them while this fucking storm comes through. And you can literally, it's like, it basically like, and not everybody has somebody, I understand that. But the whole thing is, go visit your family. That's what we did. And we had such a great time. It was like, even though it was hectic to get there and non-relaxing to get there, once we got there, oh my God, I felt like so good. And sometimes it's not even visiting family. Sometimes go and like get yourself like 3 nights at an Airbnb or at a hotel. Just like give yourself a little bit of a staycation away from your neighborhood, but like nearby to where you can come back, because again, this is kind of like what you're gonna need to do for fumigation also. And enjoy your like little mini vacation away from home, where you don't have the responsibility of like cleaning up after yourself, and like, you know, having to do projects, and then getting on calls, and like there's just so much to always do. Like you have gardening at home, you have, you know, there's so much to do. So go just have a vacation for, like, you know, definitely when you're talking about fumigation, up to 5 days, I'd definitely say so. And that's after they even clearance you. So plan for that. But then also, you know, for hurricanes, in the same, 3 to 5 days is, or let's say, when I say days, I mean like nights away. So like 3 to 5 nights away would be really good. You know what I'm saying? Even up to like, even up to a week, I'm going to just say is a really good, like a full-blown week, like 7 days, would be really good to just get away and like use it as a vacation time. Use it as a, you know, hanging out with your family time that you haven't seen in a while. You know what I'm saying? And whenever somebody is reaching out to you to ask that if they're okay, that would be the perfect time to be like, hey, can I come over? And I would really love to see you, but also I'd love to save my life as well. Both. You know what I'm saying? Which is beautiful. So it's a perfect time to, where you're living a busy life, to go visit family that you haven't seen in a very long time, even if they might be a little bit longer distance. And you're going to see that you're going to have such a refreshing, such a refreshed type of life after that. So use it for the best, okay? So getting back to what we were saying here is, okay. So food items. As a safety measure, no food items can be exposed to Zyther. Okay, that's where we stopped. So, is it possible to be exposed to sulfuryl fluoride as a result of my property being fumigated? Exposure to excess concentrations of sulfuryl fluoride from having your property fumigated is highly unlikely, and yet I'd like to say highly likely at the same time, okay, using your common sense. Symptoms of overexposure include nose and throat irritation, nausea, excess fluid in lungs, God forbid, sleepiness, pneumonia, and convulsions, God forbid to all them. These symptoms would appear within 8 hours of exposure, okay? Of overexposure. In the event that you experience these symptoms, immediately leave the structure and call your fumigator and physician. Sulfur fluoride, make sure that your physician is part of your, what was I going to say, your, I'm going to say like, fumigation kit, survival kit, fumigation survival kit, okay? So it says in the event that, okay, oh yeah, alright, so sulfuryl fluoride has not been shown to cause birth defects, and studies have demonstrated that it is not a mutagenic of genotoxic. It's not mutagenic of genotoxic, which I'm grateful that the studies show that, but I believe that it is. Because it just, you know, you can't, poisons will be doing that type of shit. It just is I feel like that's facts, okay? They're just trying to, settle you into, don't be that scared, okay? Which you shouldn't be, but that's why you leave a lot of space and time between between the fumigation and you coming back to your home, okay? What else should you know? Sulfuryl fluoride is colorless, odorless, and it gives you no sensory warnings. It's kind of like carbon monoxide. God forbid, okay? A small amount of warning agent called chloropicrin, maybe it's that, yeah, chloropicrin, is placed in the structure prior to the release of fumigant gas. Chloropicrin can cause watering of the eyes and scratchiness of the throat at very low levels in the air. Watering of the eyes and scratchiness of the throat at very low levels in the air. Upon completion, the aeration process upon completion of the aeration process, it is possible for minute amounts of chloropicrin to, minute, sorry. I never know the difference between how to read that. Upon completion of the aeration process, it is possible for minute amounts of chloropicrin to remain in the air. If you experience these symptoms, contact your fumigator. That was page 1. It's a very big, long page. It's like an 8 by 11. Maybe a little bit bigger. Okay. So, this is going to be a shorty page, but I'm going to read it. All right. And it's shorty because, and why I'm saying, but I'm going to read it is because I'm looking at the images. All right. So, using Fumigard bags. Fumigard bags are made from a special nylon-based film-like material that is highly resistant to the passage of Zythor gas. In order to adequately protect the contents placed inside the bags must be packed and sealed according to the following directions. Bags can be placed inside refrigerators and freezers. Only use Fumigard bags, and this is in bold, only use Fumigard bags to protect items against exposure to Zythor. Regular garbage type plastic bags do not provide protection. Keep Fumigard bags out of the reach of children. Step 1. Packing a bag. Place items to be protected inside a Fumigard bag. Fill the bag only half to 2/3 full to allow it to be closed properly. Step 2. Closing the bag. Twist the top of the bag tightly into a long neck. Step 3. Sealing the bag. Double the twist neck of the bag over on itself and secure it with a twist tie tape, string, or rubber band. I'm going to read that again. Double the twisted neck of the bag. Double the twisted neck of the bag over on itself and secure it with a twist tie, tape, string, or rubber band. Now, what you're going to do with that twisted neck of the bag over itself, it means just create a loop, create a zero, create a hole. Create create the number 0, create a circle, a 0. Kind of like if you were to create a bun, okay, that's basically what you would do. You would just like put it together with the rest of your hair and just tighten it. So for those of you that know hair, step 4. Step 4. Okay. Double bagging. So place the sealed bag inside of a second bag. Secure the second bag according to steps 2 and 3. So, alright, so secure this sealed bag according, okay, cool. So you can put a bag inside of a bag. They're both clear. They're both going to have those buns to it. Okay. Step 5, testing the seal. Test the seal of the outer bag by pushing gently against its sides and listening for an air leak. Okay. I'm going to tell you this right now. For common sense people, I'm going to tell you that, and from a point of view of I am a pro organizer, I'm going to say fuck this shit, dude. And anything that you need to put in a bag, put in a bag, use the fumigation bags, but don't leave it in the house, alright? So just, that's all I'm trying to say. Like, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time in putting these things into bags and leaving it still behind in the house. Take it with you. That's like a third protection, okay? So just use the bags and take it with you. I would not suggest you leaving anything behind in regards to food, because that's bullshit. If you can, pretend like you're moving. Like, you have to, and this is why, by the way, I highly recommend everybody in their life to be a minimalist, because there are going to be things that you can't, like, you come with things as a person, but if you can live minimally, and things like this need to happen every, like, couple of years, like 3 to 5 years, 3 to 5 years, 3 to 5 years, like, how about you just live fucking minimally? How about you don't have to fucking do this all the fucking time? Also, if you live minimally, you know, you can move around easier. So try to, like, really, and when I say this, I actually really mean it. Try to live all your life as if you're living in a 10 by 12 type of room, because even a 10 by 12 type of room is, like, very large. So if you move that room, like, it's still a lot of stuff that you got to be moving. So try to live like that, and if you can, do yourself a favor and literally just, like, have enough stuff to fill a 10 by 12 room or a storage unit, but have a lot of space to spread it out in. That's like a rule of thumb of how to be really happy, okay? To where you're not doing so much fucking prep work and prep work and organization and moving. And I'm telling you, this is a shit. This is the golden nugget. Do not have a lot of shit that, like, basically don't live with a whole, like, live with your basics and rent the rest of whatever else you can rent, like, in this life. This is what I'm trying to say. Because the whole thing is, it's too much to be moving. The capacity of moving is a lot on one person, especially when you still need to keep your life going in regards to, like, oh, you have work the next day, and you have to take care of a kid the next day. Like, it's a lot. So keep it simple, all right? Now the next page is going to be a little bit more in depth with stuff, but we're almost there, guys. We're almost there, and then we could say we've done our prep work. At least one of the things we've attacked one thing. So it says, before the fumigation of a structure with Zythor can be conducted, certain preparatory steps must be taken to ensure the safety and effectiveness of the fumigant. Close adherence to these steps can help ensure this. It is your responsibility. By the way, this is exactly why I'm coming on here, because I feel like no one is going to take the fucking time to read this shit out of their day. And if you at least listen to it, if you have the capacity to listen to this, at least you'll be adhering to the instructions a whole lot better. Just like, if you were to listen to the news telling you what to do prior to a hurricane and how, how to basically conduct yourself, okay? So that's why I'm also coming at you with this. Hold on one second. All right. And also, live with your favorite things. I just drank out of my favorite mug, and live with your favorite things. Everything else, and which, by the way, I was just telling my mom, this is a perfect time to basically rent out both a garbage dumpster. It doesn't have to be big. It can be mini. I've seen mini garbage dumpsters. And either a U-Haul, which actually is smarter, I think, a U-Haul, and or one of those, pack rat, like, cubes that you can, like, place outside of your home, which I really would suggest a storage unit that is smaller, and that you can haul away, okay? Because you don't want to leave your healthy stuff, your non-fumigated shit, like, near the house at all, because that shit is powerful, okay? So you kind of just want to take it with you, all right? And really just, pack rat it, like you said, pack it up, or like the cube says, pack rat. Just pack it all up, like, tight and fucking leave with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that, you know, I feel like needs to be, you know, said. So, and this way you can do both. As you're sifting through your house, instead of packing up shit that you don't love, you can dumpster it for sure, and or keep it. That's another, like, that's where you dumpster it, put the stuff that, you know, needs to go, like, just declutter. So dumpster the stuff that you no longer, that you know it's going to be damaged and you no longer care about, you no longer really like. Then you can donate some stuff. You can have a pile for donation. You can also have a tag sale prior to fumigation, and to get rid of the stuff that, like, you don't like but you know you can make money off of. It's a lot. That would be like an entire event created prior to this, which is fine. But you would have to get a little bit more organized for that. And then at the same time, you know, pack your stuff away. Pack your stuff away in the pack rat cube thing. Which there's so many different ones. I don't know why the pack rat is just coming to me. I think it's just because it's faster to say. But there's all different, you know, all different versions of those pack rat things that you could have, like a storage cube placed like in front of your house, but at the same time have it be hauled away for a little while, okay, to a storage unit or whatever have you. So it says, is it your, and I would say haul it, because at the same time, like, you're gonna be going somewhere. You can just, like, put a mini hauling thing right in the driveway of which your car is going to be. So this way you have your stuff with you. And you don't have to pay any extra money for anything else. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, okay. Going back to what we were talking about. P.S. I'm helping you design this shit too. So let's do this. I'm all about, like, prep and design and, you know, basically the best fucking plan. Putting the best plan into play, and I love that shit. Anyhow, by the way, fun fact, for my own town, I applied for an emergency planner, to be a planner in an emergency, and I was like, oh my god, I'd be so good at this. And come to find out through that article today, there is a female emergency planner. So there you go, somebody who knows how to prep. Anyhow, because I thought maybe they were just like, maybe it would be like a guy's job, like maybe they would only be taking males for that job, like, you don't know, you know, but nope, there's a female there. So I'm like, unless it's a guy with a female name, because that exists too. All right, so anyhow, it says it is your responsibility, and that is the key here. It's your responsibility to survive. It is your responsibility to basically help yourself first. You know, it's your responsibility to adhere to the guidelines and the rules. It's your responsibility to know that your life needs to absolutely adhere to the foundational rules that are there to help you, that are there as guidelines for survival, but also use your own, you know, like, what is it called? Your own intuition and instincts. You know what I'm saying? And don't try to be like, oh, I'm too good for it. No, do what you're fucking being told, because that is actually helping you. And then as you're doing what you're being told to do, definitely use your instincts alongside of that. So, with that being said, because if you're not, you create more chaos and havoc. That is why. That's exactly why. I couldn't, like, pinpoint why. That's exactly why. And honestly, you might as well just stick to just, like, peace and harmony and just do what you need to do. All right? This is why they say no one's going to come out and save you, and you have to plan for that. You know, it's like, oh, all right, well, it's true. And let me just tell you, if you've ever been through a hurricane where it looks like it's the apocalypse, and it's that scary because you realize, oh my god, I'm the one that stayed back because I didn't have a car at that time. I had no transportation. and everybody was out of town, like they fucking vanished, and then you're thinking, oh my god, they're not going to come back until like 5 days later. You know what I'm saying? Because again, everybody's out like saving themselves on vacation. You might not, I mean, I was grateful to have water, but you have no power. The heat index is fucking 100 plus. You have no power. You have like you're running out of food. And not that I was like, so, because I'm not even such a foodie, so thank God about that. But like I was prepared, but like not it was creepy. It was really fucking creepy what I went through. And that wasn't even this hurricane. It was a hurricane in Louisiana, and I was like, "Oh my god, I forgot that like people are going to be, especially in Louisiana, people peace out. Like they're not going to come back. Like, and also what if the bridges and shit are like fucked, right? And like you're on the other side of the bridge and you're not on like basically mainland. Like damn, you're really like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a fucked situation. So I found myself in a situation like that. I was like, oh my god, never again. I'm not fucking doing that. That's crazy, you know? And I like almost I survived 5 days, but after 5 days I was like, I need to do something about this. This is not okay. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know when people are going to come back into town to basically find you and help you out and save you if you need assistance. You know what I'm saying? So so I know it all too well. So anyhow, it is your responsibility to perform these preparatory steps before the fumigation crew arrives. The fumigation cannot proceed until all items on this list below that are applicable to your structure are completed. Okay. Fumigated structures must be locked during the fumigation period. Make arrangements to leave the keys to the structure with your fumigator and to retrieve them afterwards. Electricity must be on for the fumigation to be performed because they're going to use it. It is needed to power the fans that circulate Zythor throughout the structure. Okay. Things that must be removed from the structure. This is the interesting part. This is interior preparations. Okay. Things that must be removed from the structure. All persons, living plants, and non-target animals. I don't know what that even means. Non-target animals including... Oh, non-target animals meaning... well, I'm thinking if it's not an insect, it's a non-target animal. Okay? Because the target here are the insects, so maybe that's what they meant. All persons, living plants, and non-target animals, including those on outdoor patios that would be under or close to the fumigation tent. Mattresses and pillows with waterproof covers that cannot be removed, not waterbeds. Things that must be removed from the structure. Mattresses and pillows with waterproof covers that cannot be removed, not waterbeds. Why? Items fitting this description that are not removed will be removed by your fumigator. Interesting. I have to note that. Why is that? Alright, we'll go back to it. Well, actually, hold on one second. Let me just get a P.S. You always need an erasable pen, which is what I'm about to get because it's close by. Okay. Ooh, a lot closer than I thought. So give me 1 second. Woo! Give me 1 second. Alright. I don't understand the mattresses thing, so I'm just going to put a dot next to it. Alright. Then it says, Things that must either be protected from exposure to the fumigant or removed from the structure. Any food, beverage, drug, medicinal, or toiletry item that is consumed or put in the mouth that is not within its manufacturer's original factory sealed airtight container must be removed from the structure or specially sealed within gas tight fumigard bags provided by your fumigator. Items to be sealed include food within your refrigerator or freezer. Again, I would just take it with you. Just like pack it up and take it to go. Like get rid of a lot of it if you need to and start over. Don't be afraid to do that ever. Once properly bagged, items from the refrigerator or freezer can be replaced there for the duration of the fumigation. I would never fucking leave food there. I would never do it. Never. That's how adamant I am against it. Items that must be removed or bagged that are not removed or bagged may be trashed by your fumigator. Okay, that's cool. That's cool because they know better than us. So, that's really awesome. Not to say that you would want to dump it on them, but they, in case you don't know what you're doing, like in case you leave things behind, like that's pretty cool that they do that. Bag or remove these items. Okay, the following items: food packed in plastic bags such as chips, pasta, and rice, even if they have not been opened. Food packed in cardboard boxes such as cereal and crackers, even if they have not been opened. Spices and salt and pepper shakers where the seal has been broken. Oh my god, this is so much. Dairy products and eggs. Ice and drinking water. Any item stored in a resealable container. P.S. I'm going to tell you right now also, I asked our fumigator man if we should cover the tap, like the taps of the water, so basically the faucets. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to say. The faucets, if we should cover the faucets because obviously poison can go up there. And he said no, but I would take the fucking bags that they give you, the fumigation bags, and I would I would seal that up so fucking tight, because fuck that shit. Don't let anybody fucking ever play with your water, okay? Even if he said no, you don't have to, I would. And that's not going against him, that's just being double fucking precautious, okay? About your water and it staying healthy, alright? So I would definitely take the fumigating bags and tightly seal all of the faucets that you have in your household. Even shower heads, faucets, wherever water comes out of, fucking, that's first and foremost. That's what I think. And I'm even going to rate that. Give me 1 second. And I am so happy to be telling you all this, guys, because at least I feel like somebody out there will think that this information is important. Because I'm telling you right now, I tried to tell my mom, she does not find it important. And I'm like, bitch, that's crazy, because you're the one fucking paying for this shit, dude. How the fuck do you not find it, like, important like that? But anyhow, it's all good. So anyhow, because I'd be like, oh my god, thanks for the feedback, to make it optimal, right? To make it an optimal thing, to optimize the situation. But nope, that's not the case. Anyhow, and if anything, I'm seen as a quote unquote know-it-all, and I'm like, well, aren't you happy that I'm actually fucking sharing the knowledge with you? That's what I want to know. Why do I have to be made fun of for it? Why can't you just adhere to it? But not a lot of people have that open-mindedness to do that. That's the crazy part, you know? It's kind of like if they didn't think of it, they're going to hate on you. So it is what it is. But I'm here to just like literally just simply help. You know what I'm saying? I'm a helper. Like that's what I do. I'm a helper. I'm like a builder. I'm a positive kind of person, like essentially. So it's like, why not? But you know, it's like, oh, why are you lecturing me? And it's like, well, the lecture can fucking actually help you out a little bit if you're willing to listen, you know, but it is what it is. Anyhow, so it says, yeah, dairy products, what do we say? All right, so we left off at spices and salt and pepper shakers that the seal has been broken, dairy products and eggs, ice and drinking water, any item stored in a resealable container, produce, pet food and bird seed in bags, tobacco products, things that do not need to be bagged or removed, dental hygiene products. See, I don't know about that, man. Including toothpaste, mouthwash, dental adhesives, dental cleanser, and tooth whitening products. Nope. See, I would pack that shit up. No problem. Because that goes right into your fucking mouth. Unopened plastic, metal or glass cans, jars, or bottles. Shampoos, soaps, cosmetics, external applied lotions and ointments. Unopened bottles of liquor or wine sealed with a cork when stored horizontally. Clothes. That, I don't know about that. I feel like all that should go with you. And I'm gonna write to go because fuck that, dude. See if I could erase on this thing. Alright, give me 1 second. Alright. Anyhow, things that must be turned off and or extinguished. Heating and air conditioned system. Wow, I thought that it was supposed to be on. That's what he told me. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's not. Because, I'm sorry, I think I got that messed up. Because, this thing is going to require heat anyway, so I don't know, whatever. We're going to just listen to what it says. Heating and air conditioned system. The fan in the air conditioned system may be used by the fumigator at different times during the fumigation to circulate the Zythor. Burglar alarm. Gas at the main valve or tank. Some states require that this must be done by the gas company. Okay. Heating elements in heaters, pianos, and organs. Pilot lights in heaters, hot water heaters, ovens, ranges, broilers, gas refrigerators, dryers, automatic lighting systems, gas lamps, etc. Gas refrigerators, dryers. Okay, let me just read that again. Pilot lights in heaters, hot water heaters, ovens, ranges, broilers, gas refrigerators, dryers, automatic lighting systems, gas lamps, etc. Oh, I had to read the automatic lighting systems. That's interesting. Your fumigator will not be responsible for relighting pilot lights. Okay. Interesting. Automatic lighting and appliance controls. Oh, that's interesting too. Automatic lighting and appliance. Okay. I have to plug you guys in. Give me 1 second. We're almost done here. We're almost done. I'm just like thinking as I'm reading too. So you're going to have to give me a second because this is my first time reading it. And it is what it is. I mean, we're doing this together. And I'm not going back to editing any of it, so, because I'm not an editor, I'm just like a for real, for doing this on the for realies. What else does it say? Hold on 1 second. Okay. It says, okay, we stopped at automatic lighting and appliance controls. Okay. Other preparations. Unlock and open all cabinets, drawers, closets, attic accesses, and interior doors. Safes and locked storage areas must be left unlocked, or key combinations must be provided to your fumigator. Remove vehicles from garages and carports. Unlock the open trunk if they cannot be removed. Unzip plastic garment bags. Raise blinds and open drapes. Remove valuables such as jewelry and furs, and empty safes. Yes, because you would want to take all of your stuff with you. Alright, so all of your valuables, right? Makes a lot of sense. But also for where things need to get into. Alright, we have like basically an entire page left, and that's okay. Exterior preparations. The evening before the fumigation, thoroughly water the soil around shrubs and plants immediately adjacent to the structure and the soil within 18 inches of the structure. This is intended to protect these items from damage from fumigant seeping into the ground around the structure. There is no guarantee that this will completely protect these plants from damage. Move items and trim trees sufficiently to allow the fumigation tent to fall freely from the roof straight down to the ground. Mulch, rocks, stones, or debris may have to be removed in order to create points where the fumigation tent can rest firmly against the ground. Ask your fumigator exactly what needs to be done to make these preparations yourself. Okay. If instead you allow your fumigator to move these items, there is no guarantee they will be placed back in the original areas or configuration. Fences and other abutments, I've never even heard of that word. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. So fences and other abutments to the structure that extend more than 5 feet out from the structure may need to be detached in order to drop the tent to the ground. Your fumigator will inform you if this is the case, and if a craftsman, such as a carpenter or bricklayer, is needed to make alterations. Retract any awnings, valances. I don't know how you actually say that word, valent, because I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to just say retract any awnings, valances, or shades. Remove, as requested, any TV antenna guide wires. Special note about cats. Be particularly careful to make sure that no cats, including neighbor cats, are left within or under the structure during the fumigation. If there is a space in or under the house that cats can occupy without your knowledge, you may want to notify neighbors with cats when your house is going to be fumigated. That's really very important, actually. Things for which your fumigator cannot be responsible. Broken roof shingles or tiles, patio covers, gutters, antennas, electrical wires, or solar heater panels. Damage caused by the application and removal of tape to a painted or plaster surface of the structure. vandalism, theft or breaking and entering at the structure. The structure is not guarded during the fumigation period. At your option, you may guard the structure yourself or make arrangements to hire a guard service. Damage to trees, shrubs, or plants due to the breakage of exposure to the fumigant. Damage to plant and vine trellises. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. What else? The weather which may delay the fumigation if unsafe conditions such as a high wind or lightning are present or expected, or if low temperatures occur that would make the fumigant less effective. Okay. High wind, lightning are present or expected, or if low temperatures occur that would make the fumigant less effective. Okay. Damage to doors that must be occur. And that's another thing that I've actually asked the fumigator myself is, would it be better to actually do this kind of like I'm going to say summer weather as preparation when it comes to doing this in the next 5 years? And he said that basically it doesn't matter when you actually do it. And I kind of, even though I know that he's knowledgeable, I kind of feel like it is better to do this prior to, when it's still hot, but prior to a really hot summer. So basically, I'm gonna even say maybe springtime or towards the end of springtime. That's when I would do it next. Okay. If you had the choice and just to stay on top of things, I feel like that's the best time to fumigate. That's just by me. That's me just going by my intuition. Okay. And getting more bang for your buck, essentially. So damage to doors, because they said, the fumigant can be less effective. So you want the fumigant to be more effective. So if he's talking about, or if low temperatures, that means you'd want to do it at a high enough temperature where basically it's not all too hot, where the problem is actually, when the problem is occurring, you want to kind of pre-coat it prior to the problem even happening. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, basically mid-spring to the end of spring. End of spring is, I think, the best time to do it. Right before, summer, a hefty summer hits, where basically he told me that, what is it? The flying ants, I forgot what they're called, termites. They like the heat. That's why also, and this is just comedy show, but not really. Sometimes it's really annoying. Me and my mom fight about temperatures all the time, because even though I run hot, I feel like termites like the hot, and he definitely said that termites go towards the light and do like the heat. So the whole thing is, and that's when they mate. So the whole thing is, you have to keep your temperatures in the house low to make them feel uncomfortable so that they don't come back. And that really kind of, I've seen a whole lot less of them, I feel just intuitively, have been around because they feel uncomfortable in a colder environment. Okay. So don't be afraid to put on your AC to a cooler temperature to not only cool yourself off, but really keep the termites out of your space, along with any other creepy crawlies, because they love the heat. That's why they're outside, So, and in this, I'm going to say temperature and or nature of the temperature, right? Nature's temperature out there. So, and shout out to the person that created AC. I fucking love you, and may I always have the funds to literally invest in an AC at whatever given time. it's needed throughout life. I love me an AC. I love the freshness of it. And how it keeps me fresh in the constant heat out there. I'm so grateful. So, basically, we're coming towards the end where it says, the weather, which may, okay, so we've already talked about the less effective. All right, damage to doors that must be secured by nailing shut that cannot be properly locked. Okay, I don't know what that means in regards to them not being responsible for it, but damage to doors that must be secured by nailing. Why would you nail it? By nailing shut that cannot be properly locked. Oh, because maybe some locks come, I don't know, maybe some locks come off. I have no idea. Maybe they have to do that as protocol. I don't know. Things you should tell your fumigator. Things that you should tell your fumigator. Okay. Advise your fumigator if there are any connections between the structure and another structure, such as conduits, ducting, drain lines, vacuum lines, or tunnels that could possibly allow the passage of fumigant from the fumigated structure to another structure. Severe injury or death could result. Maybe because of the passageways and them being kind of let out, you know, you gotta really cover it. And also maybe from the, like, I was gonna say from the outside especially, but also maybe from the inside out. You don't know what they do in regards to their process. So, also it says normally all operable windows will be opened by your fumigator after the structure is tented and will remain open until the initial aeration procedure is completed. Let your fumigators know if any windows cannot be opened. I actually really like that idea. That's a really good idea, because sometimes it scares me if, like, I'm very grateful that I read that, because it would scare me if everything was like on a severe lockdown, because then you're just like, what the F? Like, that's kind of bonkers. After the fumigation is completed, do not attempt to re-enter the structure until you are told by your fumigator that the structure is clear for re-entry. If you are interested or concerned, you should ask your fumigator to show you the records of how your structure was aerated before it was cleared for re-entry. It is not necessary to wash dishes, linens, or clothes exposed to Zythor. See, I feel like it is. I feel like all those things are. I feel like that, yeah, I feel like you have to, you have to wash it. Fuck that. And I was picking up on the dishes. No, you have to, if you don't want to wash your dishes, linens, and clothes, you need to bring them with you, okay? If you don't want to, and I would highly suggest that you don't. Like, in regards to, don't leave them behind, take them with you. That's what I would highly suggest. You may wish to increase ventilation of your structure by opening doors and windows for the period of time after your return. This may reduce the chances of encountering any residual chloropicrin warning agent. Amen to that, but also make sure to keep your your not your netting, but what is it called? Not your framing. Basically, I guess it's the net that goes in the window. I forgot what it's called. It's not coming to me right now because I think I've just read a lot. A lot of technical stuff. All right, so basically it says at the bottom of it says, I certify that all items on the preparation checklist applicable to my structure has been completed. You sign, you date. If you have any questions, please contact your fumigator. Okay, so we have just completed that. And yeah, and I would highly suggest that you keep your windows open after you fumigate, at least for like a good, I don't know if you can like do it for like 2 to 3 days, 3 days max. Or I mean like 3 days at the very least, not max, but at the very least. And because that's what I'm getting, I feel like it would be good. But also, again, like I said, like put your, make sure, because in Florida, for instance, you're going to get, if you keep them wide open without any type of net or, what is it called? It's not coming to me. What is it? It's, whatever. I can't think of it. Screen. Thank you. Thank you. So if without a screen on your window, you're going to get a lot of, well, actually you might not, because the insects, I don't think any insect on top of the termites, or especially the termites along with other insects would be coming into your space at that point. But you don't want anything flying through your windows. You don't want anything, what else? You don't want anything, you know, kind of creepy crawlies coming through your windows without a screen. So make sure your screens are, you know, intact even prior to you leaving the house. So make sure you kind of walk around, and prior to like the fumigation, if you have to get screens repaired and stuff, I would do it then. Like prior to them coming, like a week prior to them coming. This way you're kind of good to go. And then when they do come, they'll have the windows open. Like, then you keep the windows open after that, and after you come back, and yeah, so basically they're gonna keep the windows open as they do it. Then once they're done, they're gonna leave it for a while, and then they're gonna tell you when it's clear to go back into your house. You're not gonna go back into your house until like definitely 5 days later. At the very least 5 days later, and then you're going to still on top of that keep your windows open. So the whole thing is you're going to have to prepare for, like, if you're in the heat, you're going to have like almost no clothes on, okay? Because your AC will most likely not be on. But I also do recommend that, I mean, it would be definitely expensive, but if you can have both AC running to pump out more of whatever that was, the Zythor and the chloropicrin out of your house, through the open windows and maybe even open doors if you had a screen on your door, then do that, because I'm all about both. I'm all about pumping AC and having fresh air kind of circulating if you can. This way the AC like pumps it out. The fresh air also, like, obviously the Zythor and the chloropicrin would be like moving out of your house into the fresh air, but also the fresh air comes in and kind of helps the AC even to rebalance itself. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like an infinity, like out with the old, in with the new, that type of thing. You're going to let your house breathe, okay? So anyhow, yeah, that's it, guys. We basically read the preparation checklist to fumigation. So there you go. I know it was much longer than expected, but I'm only doing it one time, and you're good to go. And you can just listen to this forever, because this is most likely never going to fucking change. So anyhow, thank you guys so much for taking your time out with me today. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to maybe doing some more of these for whenever it does come up, okay? Thanks so much. Take care and stay safe, guys. Bye-bye.